Krave. Tapped in, lately my life had a fast man, but it's ass plan. Fight for my life with the brass hands, and I still ball with a bad hand. Got an aerial point of view, but they'll never see the big picture through zoom lens. From the quicksand, make it push start, type of Benz coupe with the tent plan. I'm back.
Hello. It's been a very long time since my last current favorites video. I think like a good 4 months, so seemed fitting to do one today. Welcome back. As you can probably tell by the title, today's video is going to be a current favorites video of all the beauty that I've been really enjoying over the past couple months. Before we start, I haven't properly addressed it in an actual video, just in editing Julia clips, but I want to say a huge thank you again for 40,000 subscribers. This is such a cool milestone. I really love the community I've cultivated here. You guys have given me reasons to wake up sometimes, and I could not be more thankful for your support. To honor this milestone, I'm doing a 40,000 subscriber giveaway. It is by far the biggest giveaway I've ever done. We've got Kaleidos in there, we've got Colourpop, we've got Odin's Eye, we've got a lot of my current favorites in there right now. So everything you see on screen is going to be in the giveaway for one lucky winner, and the link to enter that will be down below. It's completely free to enter as always. And yeah, good luck. I hope you win. But anyways, today's current favorites video is going to be a little bit different from my regular ones just because I have not really been buying a ton of makeup, so a lot of these current favorites are things that I've had for a bit and have just been really enjoying. I only got like 2 or 3 of them that are actually new products, and I just wanted to share what I've been loving lately. Current favorites video. Not a crazy concept. Before we start, I want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Skillshare. If you've been here, you've been new, but Skillshare is an online learner community where you can choose through thousands of online classes and learn literally anything under the sun. It is the best for any type of creative out there. I have my own class on Skillshare. Thank you so much to everybody who has watched and reviewed it. My class is on beauty content creation, and I had such a fun time creating that class with Skillshare. This month, the class that I'm recommending is a masterclass on productivity. This class was so helpful to me. July is probably going to be my busiest month of summer because I have my internship, which is fun, but definitely a lot of work. I have a summer class that takes up about 12 hours of class time every week. And then of course I have you lovely people and some things going on behind the scenes that I'm very excited to share with you guys. So this class was very helpful. I wouldn't say that it taught me any productivity habits I didn't already know, but it really just inspired me to implement them again. For example, I picked up the Pomodoro technique of studying again, which has been very helpful. I do a 15 minutes on and 10 minutes break split, and that works really well for me. But it's also inspired me to create a little productivity series on my channels. The first 1,000 people who sign up using my link down below will get 2 months free of Skillshare Premium. So with Premium, you can watch my class, which is on Premium, or you can watch the one that I just recommended, or literally anything else. But Skillshare has been a long-time supporter and partner of my channel, and I want to thank them again for bringing you today's video. That is all I have to say. I do not think that I'm going to post this makeup look on Instagram because it's basically nothing. I'm wearing Modern Renaissance on my eyes and Colourpop Birthday Wish Super Shock on my lids. I forgot to do Dew Fairy. I'm so sorry. Dew Fairy of the day is Ice Cream Leopards. Thank you so much for having your notification bell on. I always notice your comments. I'm sorry that I suck. I recently reviewed these, but these have been a favorite since I would say like middle of May. Tower 28. Immaculate. Probably my favorite product in their entire line is the Tower 28 lip jelly, specifically the shade Chill, which is the clear shade. This is just the best lip gloss, period. Even anybody who hated lip gloss would really enjoy this. It's the least sticky lip gloss formula I've ever tried. Seriously, it just feels like you have a kind of hydrating, almost like lip oil effect, but it's still it still gives you that like glossy finish that lasts longer, whereas lip oil I feel like sometimes can really sink into the lips and disappear. Immaculate, top notch, beautiful, perfect. I think this is what the Glossier lip gloss wanted to be, but like so much improved. I do like the clear one a little bit more than the red lip gloss, but both of them are really good and I do enjoy having both of them. This is a little bit more pigmented than I was expecting it to be, so unless you actually like want red tinted lips, don't use this one, use this one, because this one does give you actual color payoff, which I don't know, I wasn't expecting it to be like super red. I just thought it would be slightly tinted, but it's got good pigmentation. Bellissima. And I've also been using the Beach Please Happy Hour cheek tint very often. Summer cream cheek products, that's all. I would say that a little bit does go a very long way. You have a really deep pan in here as well, so I feel like this is honestly a steal for the amount of product that you're getting. A lot of longevity. I do feel like it lasts very well throughout the day, which is not something I can say for a lot of cream blushes. It's not like waxy like a lot of other cream blushes, so I feel like this is a lot more comfortable than other things that are very similar. And overall, I think if you're wanting like a solid version of the Glossier Cloud Paint, this is that. I believe they're selling a bundle of like a mini version of the gloss with the cheek blush. I would totally recommend doing that. But either way, these two are my favorite thing from the line. I got sponsored, not really because they didn't pay me, by the entire state of California. Earlier this month, I had the pleasure of taking part in a mask campaign on Instagram in partnership with the state of California and Gavin Newsom, and that is where I peaked. But on that post, I shared a little mask-friendly makeup tutorial of what I've been wearing to work with my mask, and featured in that the complexion product that I've been wearing pretty much on a daily basis now, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. She's back. I would say that I go through like stints of not using this one to a point where I forget how much it looks amazing on the skin and how much I love it, and then when I use it again, I'm like, of the many Sam Ravindal recommendations that my collection is comprised of, I would say that this is probably the best one besides Glossier Night Shine. I use it as a complexion product. I know some people use it as a highlighter. I think you can use it like that if you want to, but for me, I really like the light tinted component in here, and for me, this makes a really beautiful kind of foundation substitute. I wouldn't even say that my skin is doing amazing right now. I do have a lot of like stress breakouts going on, especially like on the lower region of my face, which is why masks are great. But even now, I still feel like this makes my skin look really good and very healthy. I think that's the main thing. It just gives you this kind of healthy glow, and I think it's also like kind of helped me feel a little bit more comfortable with how my skin looks in general. So I love this. It also holds up really well throughout the day because it doesn't have a ton of coverage. You don't have that kind of potential for the coverage breaking up and like chunking up throughout the day because there's not really that much, whereas I feel like full coverage foundations have the potential to look amazing but also have the potential to look really bad down the line, if that makes sense. As I said, I've been in a kind of complicated skin area recently where I feel like a lot of the products that I was using beforehand have either like stopped working or just actively started to try and kill me.
This is so disrespectful.
But the one product that I can count on to always be effective has been the Ordinary AHA and BHA. Exercise caution is really all I can say. I don't use this one for more than 6 minutes at a time. I know it says to use it for 10 minutes. Listen to what your face is saying. I would say a little bit goes a very long way with this one. Once again, this is very strong. So if I feel like I'm struggling with a lot of congestion, or if I just feel those kind of like under the skin zits coming up, I will use this mask. No more than once a week. I made a mistake and accidentally used it, I think like 4 days apart because I thought it'd been a week. Yeah. Peeling. I think this used correctly can have the potential to give you results that like $400 worth of facials could, but it's like $6 in a bottle. So far I think this and the niacinamide serum have been the best things I've tried from The Ordinary, but I am planning to do a full review video once I've gotten more products. Okay, listen. I know I said cream cheek products are for the win, but we make an exception. These two Kaleidos highlighters have been on repeat for two very different reasons. Number one, Ray Rider. I have reignited my love for this highlighter. This has been on repeat lately. I have really recently not been liking how powder highlighters have been looking on my face, unless they're like a Bake Chalet formula. So for example, Amrezy highlighter, it's not a cream obviously, but it's not necessarily a powder either. It's just this very tightly pressed metallic formula. Whereas this is actually a powder highlighter. If you dip it in, you will get a little bit of kick up throughout the pan, which makes sense because it's a powder product. However, the difference is that this applies so smoothly on the cheekbones to a point where I feel like it looks like a cream product in how it melts into the skin really easily, but it's easy to apply. However, I only get that from Ray Rider and not the other highlighters from Kaleidos. I think this one is the best for getting that effect, whereas the other ones are definitely more on the metallic side and a little bit more glittery, so they're going to be more impactful and less natural looking. To be honest, this kind of reminds me of the Becca highlighter formula, just a tiny bit, the old Becca formula of highlighters. So I guess you could say this is Champagne Pop, but a million times better. Laser Glazer. Very different, pretty much the opposite of Ray Rider in that it's green. So I'm not using this one on my cheekbones. I'm definitely not going to be using this one when I want a very natural look. This, however, on the eyes, I have recently discovered the wonder that is putting the Kaleidos Space Age highlighters on your eyes, and I knew that I liked them on the inner corners, but I feel like on the lid, especially Laser Glazer, this just gives the eyes a really dimensional, almost like wet effect to them, while also delivering that kind of green duochrome flip that I like. So this is actually really easy to work into a very neutral eye look like this one. I am leaving for work about 30 minutes from now, so I'm not going to put this on my eyes to show you guys. Did not expect to like Laser Glazer. I really thought that like Ray Rider and the other more tame colors of highlighters would be my thing, but this has surprised me a lot as a kind of eyeshadow topper type thing, whereas this, cheekbones all the way. This I wore in a recent video, and as always I proceeded to forget to post makeup details, so I apologize to all the comments that were, what is on your lips? It was this. This is the Kasha Earhart lipstick in the shade Sprung. I love her. I don't get attached to new lipstick formulas very often. I rarely ever buy lipsticks, much less bullet lipsticks, but this formula for some reason really intrigued me. Maybe it's just because it's in the shape of a heart. This shade is such a beautiful, it's kind of like a neutral rosy pink shade, where it's neutral enough to work really, really well with very subtle looks like this one, but also can carry a colorful look like nothing else. The formula, I think, is what makes it stand out. This is so comfortable. It feels like a lip balm. Again, I think that's kind of been the name of the game for me this summer, has been like lip products that look really, really good but feel like nothing. To me, this honestly feels like skincare, but it's actually very, very pigmented. It's not a sheer lipstick by any means. Really, really comfortable. You do have to reapply it, obviously, because it's not a matte lipstick, so it's not going to be like 16 hours of wear, but I do still think this is a really beautiful color and really beautiful formula. I believe Colourpop Frickin' Frack was something I used to wear a lot in the early days of my channel because it's just this kind of stoned, rosy toned, like not really nude, it's pink, but it's still very, very neutral. This is basically that, but in my opinion, a better formula, and I love it. Let's get to the first eyeshadow palette of the video. I love her. Naked Honey, I'm just so glad that I took the plunge and got this one. This, for me, is a neutral color scheme that I don't have a ton of in my collection, and therefore, whenever I reach for this one, I can still do very, like, work-appropriate, very neutral, very easy to work with looks, but it's still very fun and exciting for me to use, which is why I enjoy this so much. Also, a palette with not a single dud shade in here, which I can't really say for the Naked Heat. There are a few shades on this end of the Naked Heat that are a little bit harder to work with, whereas these ones, I feel like obviously the tones of this palette are pretty easy to formulate, but they didn't have to snap this hard, but they did. I would say the softness in here kind of reminds me, honestly, of Modern Renaissance, where it's like really nice, soft, easy to blend mattes, really, really soft, subtle shimmers that don't show up very, very like foiled in the eyes. I think this is that, but in a very different color scheme. It's like obviously more yellow toned, whereas that's definitely more on the pink tone side, which makes probably zero sense, but it does to me. Urban Decay is going through it right now, but you know what they say about broken clocks, they're right sometimes. Yeah, that is not what they say like at all, but okay. This I have not talked about in a long time, but it is such an underrated, very unique formula, I feel. The Huda Beauty Tantour Contour and Bronzer Cream. I have the shade Fair. This is essentially a cream bronzer. I don't use this for contouring. A little bit too warm toned for that for me, but this is a really, really beautiful cream bronzer. It's really, really pigmented. Like, I would say it's like a full coverage bronzer product. I just tend to associate cream cheek products with being a little bit like lighter, more like natural makeup Glossier type vibes. I definitely wasn't expecting this level of pigmentation when I first used it. It's easy to go overboard with this one, but once you kind of get the hang of using a very minimal amount of product to get this really beautiful all over bronzed glow, I think that this is awesome. This is also insanely long wearing, kind of has those same genes that the Huda Beauty foundation and concealer stuff does. She definitely creates products that are very like heavy duty, locked in, which is why I felt initially that it was kind of a weird move for her to come out with a cream bronzer. Still surprisingly within my preference, and I've kind of reignited my love for this one. I forgot how good it was. 3 more beauty items. The first thing, it's eyeliner. This is the Ico London Skinny Liquid Eyeliner. I've heard a lot of really good things about Ico, specifically for their liner, so I was pretty excited about this one. I wouldn't say it's the skinniest liner I've ever seen. Like, this is not what I would define as skinny. This is what I would define as like a standard tip point for liquid liner. That being said, this is jet black. Definitely, you don't want to mess up because it's going to be really hard to remove, but I feel like this one will also last really, really well through crying. I've tested that. In terms of formulation, I feel like this reminds me a lot of the Kat Von D eyeliner that I used to use pretty often. I tried the NYX one. It's good, but I wouldn't say it's like exactly the same. This is the closest I've ever gotten to that, so if you're wanting an alternative, this is a great way to go. Speaking of Kat Von D, actually no, because it's not her brand anymore. KVD Vegan Beauty, the Everlasting Blush in the shade Foxglove. This I got in March, I want to say, in PR. I'm really glad that they came out with these after the rebrand because I love this component and I would not have bought it beforehand, but I really like this blush a lot. Again, it's not one of the blushes I'm trying to pan right now, so I shouldn't be using this so often, but this is really, really nice. Very, very long wearing. Also very, very pigmented, so you're going to want to be careful with this one. Really, really nice, smooth formula. I feel like it blends really, really easily on the face. My masks, which you'll see in a moment, do extend over my like blush region, so you still see a little bit of blush peeking out from the top, but not a ton. So I feel like sometimes the blush that I'm wearing does rub off onto the inside of the mask. This one does not do that for some reason, so I like that. Last beauty favorite. I'm going to be doing another video with this one, probably get ready with me using this, but the Odenzai Alva eyeshadow palette. This has been my go-to for work looks. So obviously we do have the kind of more colorful shades in here. Reminds me a lot of the Sailor Moon palette, but in my opinion, not bad. That was an experience. This gives me all those vibes with fairy packaging and in an actually amazing formula. I would say of all the Oden's Eye eyeshadow palettes, this one would probably be my favorite. I also just might be partial to the smaller pans in here, but I think that the metallics in here are insanely beautiful. Particularly the shade here called Dandelion I've been using very frequently recently. Does not look super special in the pan, but it has this kind of iridescent flip to it, so it looks pink, beige, but also pink in the flip, and beautiful. Also, if you cover up this kind of like warm toned row on the bottom, reminds me a lot of the Huda Beauty New Nude palette as well. So I feel like you're getting a lot of different vibes in here, but I really enjoy the color scheme in here, and the formula is amazing. So 3 non-beauty favorites. I've gotten quite a few questions about where I get my masks. These are 2 of my current favorites. I do have a sushi mask that I've worn a couple times on Instagram stories, and then a few other floral ones that are in the wash right now. This is the one that I wore in my post with Daddy Gavin. Just a cute little pink floral moment. Also got a cute little yellow one. So my mom bought a bunch of masks together from an Etsy store. These are made with traditional Japanese fabric prints. I will have the store link down below, but these are really comfortable. This really soft lining on the inside that I feel like is very breathable, but still protects pretty well. Speaking of masks, I came out with masks in my merch store. Limited edition dropped to fundraise for the PIH Health Fund. I have 2 Nature's Anatomy masks, and I ordered both of them for myself. So I will definitely be wearing those to work as well. But right now, these are the ones I've been wearing, as well as 2 other ones from the same store in different colors that I've been wearing very frequently. Obligatory drinks time. I've been on a pretty winning streak with my energy drink testing series on my Instagram stories. My top 5 has changed drastically. I now prefer the green Monster over white, which is something I never thought I would say, but this is a new favorite. I think this is number 3 overall now, which is a pretty high ranking. The Celsius Peach Vibe, which is the new flavor. I believe it's limited edition. Yeah, it says on the can. Limited edition. It's just so good. I do really like the peach green tea flavor just a tiny bit more, just because I like having that little bit of mango in there. I feel like it just gives a tropical vibe. But if you're wanting just like straight up white peach flavor, this is sparkling, but it's one of the few sparkling drinks that I feel like doesn't hurt my throat in the way that a lot of other sparkling ones do. It's just very crisp, and I feel like a lot of the time energy drink flavors that are fruity can taste really like fake fruity, whereas Celsius ones, particularly the peach ones and the apple Fuji, taste actually like fruit juice. So because I have an entire case and a half of these drinks, I've been pretty much drinking this, and then whenever I've been testing out new drinks, I've been having that. But this has been like the daily one, or not daily because I don't drink energy drinks daily, but this one has been the regular one, and I've been enjoying it very much. Last favorite. So I posted about my figs order on Twitter, and people asked me to review it because they are a very hyped up brand, and I was like, y'all really want me to review scrubs? But I got my scrub color and dress code about 3 days before work started, so I had to panic buy. They are a little bit pricier, but for me it was worth it because they do have petite pants, and nowhere carries XSSP. So I was really excited. I don't remember the name of the top, it's just the most basic one. I will flash it on screen. This is the top. There are 1, 2, 3 different pockets in the top, and we have the pants, which are the Yola skinny pants. These have a nice skinny leg. I feel like a lot of scrub pants on me are like gigantic in terms of the ankles. And then there are 11 pockets. 11 pockets. This one is kind of like on the upper knee/thigh area, so I can stick my phone in there and zip it up. Very convenient. I mostly bought them because I heard that these are like the softest scrubs available. The ones I've been using previously are these shitty ones from Cherokee, which honestly really scratchy. So I was looking forward to scrubs that I could genuinely like sleep in. I've found my brand. Honestly, the only thing that I would say that I would change would be to make them a little bit more high-waisted, but that's just, I think, a Gen Z thing, where we all like having any pants that we wear, like, hiked up to under our boobs. So I will definitely be buying more pairs of these, and I'm very glad that I got the light blue. This is the only color that I'm allowed to wear right now for my internship, but it's definitely going to be a set that I can wear in the future. And on the inside pocket, it says, "Everything with passion," and that just motivates me every time I get dressed. I am now a scrub review channel. Hope you enjoy. But thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed just my current favorites. I would love to know what you guys are enjoying right now. My makeup tastes have changed so astronomically over the past couple months. Thank you so much again to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed down below. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Wish me luck. I am very nervous for work today, but if you made it to the very end of this video, you get the bonus meme. I love you. Bye.